race like no other.
Who are the punters backing?
It's the one we've all been waiting for.
World-class racing.
The greatest show on turf.
The calm before the roar.
Betfred, at the heart of Cheltenham.
Hello there, it's the greatest show on turf. There'll be cheers, there'll be tears. It's the 2021 Cheltenham Festival.
They're off. They race away then.
Shishkin being lifted on the far side by Nico Boydville. It's very tight between them.
Put the kettle on, is plucky, and she simply will not be denied.
Epatons is in front, and she's not for catching.
Running towards the line, Honeysuckle is in front. She's trying to fend off the challenge, and she's done it.
Oh, what a lead, emphatic.
Top starting through, Barry Doherty on top. Has lifted the prize later. The first festival victory, the champion chases well alone.
Sandro has his head in front. Merritt rallies close to the finish. It's time.
50 yards to go. Min is hanging on grimly to win the Ryanair.
Listener Oscar has taken the stayers hurdle.
Album photo, boy, album photo. Back-to-back Gold Cup.
And it's going to be a very different Cheltenham Festival, but we'll still have the thrills and spills and the skills of the jockeys. We'll have odds-on favourites turned over and gambles landed. And we've still got the Cheltenham Hill, and we'll have the roar in our living rooms instead. But we're still going to see the stars of the show, the horses. 28 races. It's the 2021 Cheltenham Festival, and I can't wait. Let's introduce the team for the next hour here at Betfred. I'm delighted to welcome Joel Ross. Joel, great to see you. We've got Matt as well. Matt is with us, and Matt will be giving us some price boosts as well. Come on, Matt, smile. You're about to have 28 races. I'm about to go home and have a few Guinness as well. Come on, Matt, smile. And someone definitely smiling is TalkSport's Rupert Bell. Rupert, good evening to you. How are you doing, Rupert?
Well, all the better for that little drink, and ready to set up for another week of just, I'm deeply privileged, I know, and I'm going to be there for the 4 days, so I'm as excited as ever. And you made a very good point. The horses will be the star of the shows. The cheers are going to be different, but just from an excitement point of view, it still is going to be great, and I'm just so glad we have a meeting. That's all we want as race fans, even in these strange times.
Exactly, well said. 2001, we didn't have a meeting thanks to foot and mouth. Joe, you've been part of the Betfred team over the last few weeks building up to it. We're now nearly there.
Yeah, and I'll be really honest with you now, Mark. Your little package just gave me chills. Yeah. The build-up to the Cheltenham Festival. Like I say, it's been very different this year, and been doing a lot of punters panels. And it's different to sitting in the pub with your mate, going through what you've got and whatever. But you know, Mother's Day, sitting here with a few pals. Rupert, who'd have thought Rupert Bell could work Skype? Very different.
He can't. Yeah. Matt, we've possibly had the most exciting novice chasers ever gone into this Cheltenham Festival. I mean, Shishkin, Monkfish and Envoy Allen.
Yeah, absolutely incredible. I mean, Monkfish and Envoy Allen are first and second favourites for next year's Gold Cup. That is how talented they are. They're all odds-on favourite. I know plenty of people are doing the bankers at treble. Roper Guy's another actual novice. The big news this morning that he's going to the Gold Cup. Should we get stuck into a push straight away, shall we, Mark?
Go on, big man.
Right, it's all about history, isn't it, Cheltenham? That's what we like. The three Gold Cups on the agenda for Album Photo, looking to be just the fifth horse to do just that. And we're going to boost him out 5-2 at present. Top price out there is 5-2. 3-1 Album Photo. He could be the horse plastered all over Saturday's papers if he is the history maker for Willie Mullins and Paul Townend. That is our first of many boosts upcoming over the next 55 minutes. 3-1 Album Photo to win 3 Gold Cups.
Yes, it's quite incredible, isn't it? Willie Mullins went, years without winning the Gold Cup, and Rupert is on the verge of doing a hat-trick and joining the likes of Golden Millet, won it 5 times, Cottage Rake did a hat-trick, Arkle, and Best Mate, the last one, of course, 2002, 2003 and 2004. Album Photo. Is he incredibly double winner, but one of those kind of forgotten horses at times?
It is because we basically see him at Tremor and Cheltenham, and that's it, twice a year. But the fact is, that's the Best Mate route. You know, less is more, and for Album Photo, and it has worked so far. But you know, it is something that is so difficult to do. I remember Arkle doing it. I was a slip of a lad then, and then I do remember Best Mate, owned by my fellow Villa fan Jim Lewis, and that was a remarkable achievement. And what Henrietta Knight did sort of transformed the approach to chasing by keeping back, because this race is so grueling, and it would be wonderful to see him, because it would sort of give the meeting a sort of sense of history. Forget the fact there's no crowd, but something that is a Cheltenham Gold Cup rarity being achieved. But I fear that he may come unstuck.
We'll talk about the Gold Cup in detail, but we're at top price 3-1 for Album Photo. Now, if you're watching it live, 6 minutes past 7 on Sunday night, that is available. It'll only be available for a limited time. If you're watching us on demand or whatever, or in the middle of the night, it might not be available anymore. So if you're watching us live right now, take that 3-1 if you fancy Album Photo. Right, we're going to try our best. We won't be talking about all 28 races. We just haven't got the time. But we've got plenty of prize boosts to come up. And we just want to give you the feel and the atmosphere of Cheltenham. Some of you might have not even watched it before. But if you're working from home, don't be having any Zoom meetings from 20 past 1 on Tuesday through to, is it about 4:50 Friday? So you don't want to be doing Zoom meetings on any afternoon next week. Rupert, tell us, what conditions are we going to face, do you think?
Well, I don't live a million miles from Cheltenham, and we've had a pretty windy, cold day, but we have had some showers around. But we haven't had as much rain over the last few weeks. A bit of rain earlier in the week, but good to soft seems to be the general consensus at the moment. Now, I don't think much more rain is forecast, maybe a little overnight. So what I do think, though, we're going to have a couple of mild days on Tuesday and Wednesday, but then I'm told we could be in for a bit of a cold snap, so I don't see it drying out ridiculously over the 4 days. So I think there will still be some juice left in the ground. But of course, we have been racing through this winter in hock deep ground. So suddenly, all the soft ground horses, you suddenly got to go, wow, are they going to be able to cope? And that's, once again, always the main debate going into Cheltenham with the ground drying out.
Because, Rupert, a lot of these Irish horses especially have been, like you say, running on absolutely bottomless.
And that's the thing. You're going to have a very different... And the course, remember, hasn't been raced on since December, because they've missed 2 meetings. So the course should be in pristine condition. And I think, you know, there's not been any threat of putting any water on, so the course will be drying out naturally. So I think the form book, you've just got to make sure you know what you're looking at in terms of you need a horse who doesn't want it absolutely bottomless. And you're also going to need Cheltenham form once again is always a prerequisite.
And Rupert, let's just cover something very, very quickly. Racing got the headlines for all the wrong reasons because that awful picture, you know, disgusting picture as well. We've got 4 days of top quality racing to get racing on the back pages for the right reasons.
Absolutely, and it is so important. And racing has got to be on the front foot with every bit of messaging it puts out. Now, clearly, there could be 1 or 2 problems. We know there's always a risk of something happening out on the track. But in essence, and you alluded to the fact, we have as exciting a group of horses coming over from Ireland, not as many as usual, but what they're bringing over is extraordinarily talented. There are also some extraordinarily talented horses over here as well in Britain. So that is why this meeting hopefully will be talked about for all the right reasons. Rachel Blackmore, Bryony Frost. You know, you've already mentioned Shiskin, Envoy Allen, Album Photo, Honeysuckle. It's all set fair for some magical stories.
And Joel, the Irish invaders look very, very strong. I think they're nailed on to win the Pressbury Cup. But to be honest, I don't really care where my horse is trained. I just want to back a winner.
Yeah, too right. It can be trained anywhere by anybody now. You don't know. I think what Rupert said as well about Rachel Blackmore. I mentioned it on one of these shows last week. I think she is outstanding, absolutely outstanding in the world of being a jockey. And I think the way to get back on the back pages and even the front pages is something like A Plus Tard winning the Gold Cup. That'd be a dream story, I think. And,
or we could get a dream story on day one, because obviously she's on Honeysuckle in a big race. And that's what we're going to look at first, the Champion Hurdle, the feature race on day one. Now, the feature races are going off at 3:05 this year. 3:05. So, Matt, how do we bet for Rachel Blackmore on Honeysuckle?
It is the day one features you mentioned, Mark. Honeysuckle, 9-4 favourite, looking for a perfect 11 from 11. She won at the festival last year, of course. She's a dual Irish champion hurdler. Can she win the big one? 9-4. The reigning champion, Epperton, also a mare in here. She's at 3-1. And Goshen. Does redemption await the Moore family after that incredible, unfortunate incident, the final flight in the Triumph Hurdle last year? 7-2 Goshen, after being so impressive at Wincanton. It is 15-2 bar. Does it just concern the top three? Whichever one of these three wins, Mark, will be a huge story.
It certainly will do, and it's great to get a champion back, isn't it, in Epperton?
I love champions, and I looked at this. Honeysuckle. First of all, before we move on, a Honeysuckle. 9-4 is huge, and that's not me.
Do you think?
That's not me going, oh, no, I'm working with Betfred this week or whatever. 9-4 is a huge price. 10 out of 10. You said 11 from 11.
But was the Irish champion hurdler the strongest?
Not really, but you can only beat what you put in front of you. We said that.
And she did pull away.
Yeah, won easily. I mean, do we overcomplicate things as punters, as anoraks, as whatever? I mean, how many times have we sat down and gone through the race and we're looking at something to come off the pace, you know, Sharjah or something like that, you know, be ridden cold out the back. Gutted for Adam Wedge, Silver Streak. He won that race with that ride. That is one of the best rides I've seen for a couple of years, but I think that was his Gold Cup, so to speak. Love to see Goshen win again. But Honeysuckle, we're overcomplicating it. 9-4, huge.
We've got a lot to squeeze in. Matt, selection for champion hurdle.
Heart says...
balls to the heart, mate. Balls to the heart. It's the wallet, mate. That's what we're all interested about.
You've asked me a question. Honeysuckle. Heart says... No, head says Honeysuckle. Heart says Goshen. Don't discount James de Burley. Interesting quotes from Willie Mullins at a big price. There.
Rupert.
I've got a big soft spot for Silver Streak. This horse is underrated. I absolutely see this as the marker of the hurdles division. It is gutting for Adam Wedge. This horse is in the form of his life, and I think can run a huge race. He did beat Epperton fair and square, and Epperton has got to restore. And sorry, that wasn't good enough from Epperton this year. I'm not as excited about her. Honeysuckle and Goshen, great to see that one coming back, but ultimately, I'm going to have a little each-way nibble on Silver Streak.
Well, let's hear more about Silver Streak, because Rupert has been doing some previews for us, and he went to speak to Silver Streak's trainer, which is Evan Williams.
Well, Evan, lovely to see Silver Streak again. He's getting better and better. I mean, how happy are you as he goes into yet another champion hurdle with perhaps an extra degree of expectation now?
Well, he's no doubt he's improved. His form has definitely improved. To win his Grade 1 in the Christmas hurdle was something which I'd always tried to do. Well, it's just nice to get there for another go at the champion hurdle would be fantastic.
How satisfied were you that he was able to win a big one?
He'd run so incredibly well on so many occasions and been second, and to get the breakthrough in a Grade 1 meant an awful lot.
He's only 8, and he is the marker once again of the champion hurdle division.
Well, he's a great horse to mark any performance by, because you know, he does normally run his race, and he's a tough horse. That's one thing that people have to realise. He's an extremely tough horse, and if you beat him, you've been in a race.
There we are, Rupert talking to Evan Williams, and Rupert is going to back Silver Streak each way in the champion hurdle. We've heard Matt say it's honeysuckle for him. Well, she was very impressive, and of course get the mare's allowance like Epiton as well. Look, I think the really interesting one, and the one I'm leaning on now, I didn't take your advice when you were on Betfred before the Kingwell at Wincanton, is now Goshen, because Goshen basically, in many respects, is a festival winner. Should have won that Triumph that day.
Should have won. We're going to see that all week. That's a story. Everybody loves the Moors. Redemption. It should happen.
I just loved how he powered away.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, some of us got on at 20 on, two out.
All right, no one likes a clever clogs.
No. We're talking Matt. He was there. He was watching it. 2 out. Pulling away. He'll get on there. But yeah, last time we were on, we said don't back in for that run. If you fancy it, no run, no bet. Get on at 16s or 20s. So that's what we've got.
Yeah, look, I think Goshen has got a great chance. So that is a feature race on day one. But I tell you what, it is cracking racing. 28 races, and we kick off at 120 with the Supreme Novice Hurdle. Not as many as we normally have for the Supreme, and it's Appreciate It is the favourite, Matt, for Willie Mullins, who of course has got a good record. He's won this race 6 times.
He certainly has, and it's 5-4 for Appreciate to make it a 7th for him. Second in last year's bumper as well. Metier, the best of the British train runners, is at 9-2, the Tolworth hurdle winner. And Ballyadam, twice seen Appreciate his backside this season, 11-2 to turn that form around. Same price as John O'Neill's Soaring Glory. It is the festival opener.
Appreciate It, 5-4.
Want a boost? Shall we boost it? Right, Appreciate that. 5-4.
That's what you're there for.
I know, I was just thinking that.
You're not here for your great chat and analysis. You're here to boost the horses.
Right, 5-4. We're going to go top price, 5-4, best price everywhere. There's only 8, the smallest field in Supreme for so many years. 6-4 you can have, top price Appreciate It. We give Willie Mullins a 7th Supreme Novices hurdle. There it is in all its glory.
Joel, are you an Appreciate It fan, or are you looking for something else?
I wasn't until I got 6-4, but I'd love some 4G, which would be amazing. Yeah, not there. Come on, go. Fred, I can't get on. I can't get on the guest Wi-Fi even.
The signal is rubbish. We're at Media City.
The signal is rubbish. So anyone's listening in control room, stick me on 20 quid at 6-4 if you can get me on. I'm looking at those prices, and yeah, you said Ballyadam's seen the backside of Appreciate It twice now. That last run, it was 3 lengths behind, something like that. 11-2, first race, first day. I'd take the chance at 11-2 personally.
Rupert, your thoughts on the opener, the Supreme?
I think while we've got such a small field, I know we're in different circumstances this year. People don't want to just have a day out and play second fiddle, probably to Appreciate It. I think that's it. I think Metier's obviously got genuine credentials. Harry Fry's yard, it's been a little indifferent this year, but Sean Bowen gets on very well with the horse. But the fact is, I think Appreciate Its potential has scared off most people, owners thinking they may want to have been there for a day out under normal circumstances, are thinking it's not worth the hassle of just turning up to see my horse being beaten out of sight by Appreciate It. So, Joel, I'm with you. I can get my 4G signal where I am. I'm all right.
Again, who'd have thought he'd get 4G or even know what it is?
Yeah. Right, well, it's not scared off Harry Fry, which Rupert mentioned, and Harry Fry has got the second favourite, unbeaten over hurdles in 3 starts. Let's hear from Harry Fry on Meteor.
He's been in good form since his Tolworth win, and yeah, we decided in the end to skip the rearranged Betfair to keep him fresh and well for the opening race of the festival, and yeah, we're really looking forward to it. He's always schooled very well, and he flatters to deceive at home, and albeit he had good flat form, and that's the reason why we bought him. And we just wanted to start him off quietly and let him build and progress and not overface him. And we were obviously delighted with how he performed at Newton Abbot, took a step forward at Ascot, and progressed again at Sandown. So hopefully he can keep on that upward curve. He'll need to beat the best in novices over 2 miles. Right,
Harry Fry talking about Meteor there, won the Tolworth. Right, part of the team this week, we've got Rupert. He's going to be at Cheltenham for us. Joel's going to be with us throughout the week, and Matt's going to be with us. And we're also lucky enough to have Jamie Codd throughout the week. Of course, Jamie, well, we love him at Cheltenham. He's not allowed to ride, of course, at Cheltenham because he is still an amateur, but he knows all about these Irish horses. Let's say from Jamie Codd on Ballyadam.
Yeah, definitely, Matt. He was well publicised. He wasn't right at Christmas, but he's come back. I thought he ran a hell of a race. Jack came back in, said he got caught maybe a fraction wide on him. Look, that's racing, but he thought that bit of nicer ground, the helter-skelter of a Supreme, he jumped really well, and just with the better ground might see a bit more improvement in him, so yeah, look at I was far more encouraged from what Ballyadam done yesterday than at Christmas anyway, so fingers crossed now he will go to Cheltenham in rude health,
Jamie Codd, you hear him throughout the week as well. And I tell you what, I'm going to have to do a bit more homework, Matt, because normally in the National Hunt Chase and the Kim Muir, I'm just like, what's Jamie Codd on?
Well, we already know what he would have been riding in the National Hunt Chase. We'll talk about that a little later because he's one he was looking forward to. But I'm with him. I think Ballyadam can turn that form around on better ground. So look, he knows a lot more than me, and it's good enough for me. He's an each-way price as well.
Right, we've got to speed through because so many races. So we've spoken about the Supreme, we've spoken about the Champion Hurdle as well. Quickly, the Arkle. Surely, Shishkin just has to rock up, Rupert.
Yes, in theory. But Captain Guinness, I'm just looking at a bit of value against Shishkin. I know he tipped up 2 out against Germain the other day, and obviously that horse is not here at Cheltenham, but was going all right. So I'm just looking at something with a bit of value. So, and just sort of got the fence all wrong. Now, I can't afford to do that in a race like this, but I just wonder whether Captain Guinness might be a potential party pooper. But Shishkin, we know, looks for all the world a world beater, but it's never predictable at Cheltenham. So I'm just going to be stupid, probably, and overcomplicate it, Joel, and go for Captain Guinness.
Yeah, any of us here, any of us would ride All Mankind. I mean, you've seen that horse. This is scary. This is helter-skelter stuff.
But Skeletons are in such good form.
Oh, brilliant. If I had a horse now, I'd send it straight to the Skeletons, without a shadow of a doubt.
Used to be trained by my brother.
See, look, oh yes, off the flat. You had to get that in.
Yeah, I don't think my brother's particularly happy seeing it be turning into a world beater.
Yeah, no, it's great. Has the horse always been like this? Because Harry Skell's a strong guy, but this horse has got, I don't know if it's got issues or it's just like many ex-girlfriends of mine. You know what I'm saying? It's just wants to go. That sounds really wrong.
Yeah. I was thinking more bonkers, maybe.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Matt, let's just have a quick chat about day one. So Appreciate goes in, Shishkin goes in, and of course we've got a short one for the Mayor's Hurdle in Concertista as well.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be quite like it was a few years ago with the Willie Mullins fourfold, but yeah, we are staring down the barrel of a gun. But I tell you what, you mentioned Shishkin, you mentioned Concertista as well, and we're chucking Envoy Allen. We'll do a bankers treble for you as well. So this is currently 4-1. I think if you go out, shop around, you can get a best price of 9 to do the treble. We're going to go 11-2. So these are two of the day one bankers, and throw an Envoy Allen in there, which does look a good thing in the Marsh Chase. 11-2 for Shishkin. Concertista. Imagine the first two going, Mark, and you sat there with a ticket for 11-2 on Envoy Allen. That'd be very nice, wouldn't it? It's a way to start Thursday.
Yeah, I'll tell you what I'll do, Matt. I'll come back to you in a few moments' time. I want you to recap all the pushes we've done, but I want you to do the price comparisons of everyone else just to prove they're a top price. So we'll come to you in a moment. So Matt's put up that short price treble. Everyone is talking about these novice chasers, aren't they? In Envoy Allen and Shishkin as well, and chucking Monkfish. We've got a treble there with Concertista. Of course, Mullins has got such a good record in that race as well, hasn't he, Joel?
Yeah, without a doubt.
Mainly thanks to Q Vega, of course.
Yeah, of course. But I mean, if we're talking about this race, and hopefully people are going to be
9 times he's won it.
Yeah, all right, okay, it's all right. You know, all right. I'm not putting you off, but I'd be staying away from this favourite. I looked at that price push, and if you fancy that, then get on that. Roxana for me, serious mare. Won
it the year before last.
Yeah. Serious mare. Held up in last, different ride to All Mankind. And the favourite, never won a Grade 1.
Right, that is day one. Look, we're trying to speed through the races. You know, we've only got an hour. There's 28 races. Look.
And we've done 2.
Yeah. Go online, have a good look. But this is what Cheltenham is all about. We're just trying to give you a flavour. As we've mentioned, it's a very different Cheltenham. Look, the Sunday before, I normally go for a haircut. It does look ridiculous. I do apologise. I normally go and put on a life-changing Lucky 63 at the bookies, but the bookies are closed at the moment, so you're going to have to put your bets online. Let's move to day 2. The feature race is the Queen Mother Champion Chase. The Queen Mother Champion Chase. And again, Rupert, we've got another hot pot for the Queen Mother Champion Chase, and it's not Altior, it's a Mullins hot pot.
Yeah, Chacun pour soi, and you can see why. Altior's now 11. I know everyone wants to see Altior come back and prove just how good he was, but I just think his best days against these young whippersnappers will be, he might be found wanting, but you know, it would be a terrific story. You can bet your bottom dollar Nicky Henderson will cry so much it'll be soft the next day, the ground, but if it does win. So Altior would be a wonderful story, but funnily enough, as you know, I did go to Kim Bailey's yard, and I must admit, First Flow seems a ridiculously big price for a horse who's beaten the defending champion. What's going on there? And it wasn't a fluke, the victory. Who's got it wrong, me or you guys, Mark?
Well, look, I think obviously it's bigger because Chacun pour soi is such a short price. Altior, look, Cheltenham record is unbelievable. Put the kettle on, of course. Arkle form does really well in the Queen Mother Champion Chase. I mean, Politolog, we've not mentioned, last year's winner at 9-1. But yeah, First Flow, 12-1. And as Rupert said, he's been to see Kim Bailey. So let's hear from Kim Bailey on First Flow.
How proud are you now when you walk round your yard of a morning to see a brass plaque outside First Flow's box?
Well, obviously, very pleased. I mean, having a Grade 1 winner is for any trainer is the most important. That's why you do it. And you know, those are the accolades you get out of the sport. Some people have got a lot of plaques. I don't have that many. Yeah, I'm just thrilled for the owner, Tony Solomons, who's been probably the most loyal supporter I've ever come across. And to have him here as a horse is great.
Is he one of the quirkiest, most talented horses you've trained?
Well, he's certainly a bit of an oddball, and we've been like, we've had some good horses like the Last Samurai, who was an oddball as well, and you have to try and work out the best way of dealing with them. It makes it more fun.
Can you see him winning?
Of course, I've got to say yes, because at the end of it, why do you go there? Can we beat Willie Mullins? Watching the race the other day, I felt we needed probably a fence start, but you know, I mean, the English horses I like to think we're going to go very close with, but what they bring across from the water is going to be a different ball game.
Kim Bailey talking to Rupert Belly. Had a good winner yesterday, Kim Bailey, flirtatious lady. He's in form at the moment, Rupert.
Amazing, and you think of how long ago it was that he was winning both the Champion Hurdle and the Gold Cup in the same year, 25 years ago. The horse, it is an extraordinary. I think this horse has got every reason to be considered. That wasn't a fluky victory. Has got better. Clearly, Chacun pour soi is, the form horse coming into it, and Willie Mullins' reputation speaks for itself. But I do think, this race always gets the blood racing in every sense, pulsating, the sprint division, and hopefully something will be served up that will give us something to remember.
Yeah, we've had some special moments at Cheltenham, haven't we? Sprinter Sacre, Altior as well. And, well, it's a short price, 10-11 for Chacun pour soi.
Well, I mean, as Rupert said before, I mean, Altior, I don't think there's anybody that wouldn't want to see that horse win again. 11 years old now, 5 starts at Cheltenham, 4 at the festival, 100% record. I just, these young whippersnappers, to quote Rupert, Chacun pour soi, I can just see in my head, when you see a race beforehand, and you see it 2 out, cruising, over the last, 5 clear, finds absolutely nothing. Doesn't get up the hill, and here comes
I think
Altior.
there is a worry, isn't
there is a worry.
About...
There genuinely is a worry.
Because I think 95% of the time, Chacun pour soi looks superb.
Yeah.
Has he got that final 5% that you need at Cheltenham?
Well, and also, who's the best man around to get you the extra 5% out of Altior. That anybody can bring Altior back, and we said earlier on about Heart and Head and what have you. Would love it. We would love it. But I can just see that, and Shaka Baswa can win for me at that price. But going up the Cheltenham Hill, you've been there, you've seen it. Until I went, the first time I went in 2000, and they talk about the hill.
You don't realise it.
You don't see, it's that. You see it on the TV and you go, oh, the hill, and they go, they're stopping like they're drunk. Until you see it in person at Presby Park, you don't know.
Well, let's join a man who has to get a taxi up the hill. How do we bet then for the Queen Mother Champion Chase, Matt?
Well, there's a buffet at the top of it. Why are you making it so difficult? 10 to 11, Chacun Pour Soi. I think it's big. Look, Leopardstown, it's no Cheltenham, but it's still a stiff finish, and he's surged up there many a time. So look, 10 to 11, Chacun Pour Soi, 6 to 1 Altior, 8 to 1 last year's Arca winner Put the Kettle On, and Nube Negru claim the scalp of Altior at Kempton. Should we make it a bit more appealing though, Mark?
Go on then.
How about this then? Chacun Pour Soi, 10 to 11, and Easy's Land in the cross country. You absolutely bolted up there last 12 months ago, and has won at Poe since, and he's prepped for this as well. Chacun Pour Soi and Easy Land, the double works out at 5 to 2. We are not going 3 to 1. We're not even going 7 to 2. This for me is the boost of the show. 4 to 1 for Chacun Pour Soi and Easy Land to make it a winning Wednesday.
And Matt, I see you're avoiding Monkfish in the Brown Advisory Novices Chase. I presume you think Monkfish is a good thing. That's in the RSA, isn't it? So you've on day 2, you've got Monkfish, Chacun Pour Soi, and you've got Easy Land as well. Some short ones on day 2. Right, let's just talk about the first race on day 2, which is the Ballymore. And then we're going to jock off Rupert, and he's going to be replaced by a jockey in Nick Schofield, who's got a really good chance, I think, in the cross country. Rupert, a quick word on the Ballymore. I think what's really interesting about the Ballymore is that Paul Nicholls, obviously, a top trainer, says Brave Man's Game is his best chance a whole week.
Well, and Harry Cobden said that after the horse won at Newbury at Christmas, said of all the horses he was looking forward to riding at the festival, without hesitation, he said Brave Man's Game. That's what he said then. Nothing has deviated from that. And then you're going to get backed up by Paul Nicholls. And remember, he's got plenty of other horses throughout the week, but they have been bullish about this horse right from the get-go. So, and I can't disagree with it. I think Brave Man's Game's got a huge chance. It was impressive. He's a big bull of a horse. Clearly, he's got a very exciting future in front of him, but I think he'll confirm that potential by winning on Wednesday.
Absolutely, 100% agree. My favourite horse is Denman. My son's middle name is Denman. I couldn't get his first name. I thought it'd be quite cool. Denman Ross. Something like that, but his middle name's Denman. Looked great in Newbury last twice. Strong traveller, looks well. The Denman factor for me is brilliant. However, do you remember Denman was a hot pot, the good thing, and Nicanor beat Denman? And I heard Mick Fitz talking about, he's actually talking sense, and he said that he'd seen the horse recently, and he thinks he'll be next year's horse as opposed to this year's horse. But I'm all over Brave Man's Game, one of my best bets of the week.
Rupert, we're going to let you go in a moment.
Thank you.
But before we let you go, just want to ask you a couple of things. I mentioned this to you at the beginning of the show. You're going to be very lucky to be there working for TalkSport and Betfred. It's going to be very different, like we've said, but we said at the top of the show, we're still going to have 28 races. We're going to have 28 winners, 28 stories, and the equine athlete is going to be the centre of all these stories.
And absolutely right. And the coverage will reflect that. There's going to it's going to be frenetic, 35 minutes between each race. But for the town of Cheltenham, it'll be like a ghost town. My hotel bill is basically the cost for the week is what they normally would be charging for 3/4 of a night. So that gives you an indication of the impact it's going to have economically on the Cotswold area. But more importantly, the sport of racing hopefully will be dominating for the right reasons. And if we do get some of the other stories, we've talked about the champion, but for me, there's some great stories. If, Frodon wins the Gold Cup, album photo, whatever, that's fantastic. The Ryanair Chase looks interesting. The Stayers Hurdle, Paisley Park. Mind you, Kim Bailey might have got something with Vindication there. And Lisnagar Oscar. Don't discount that one. Those two look at big prices, but Paisley Park, another fabulous story. for all the right reasons. And come Friday night, at 5 o'clock on Friday night, I sincerely hope the only stories in town are the wonderful stories regarding the jockeys and the horses, nothing else.
Rupert, I'm going to be listening to you at TalkSport when I'm driving in every morning, and we'll see you on Betfred as well. Your idea of a best bet for the week?
Best bet of the week. Well, I'm afraid I tell you what, I'm going to go Lisnagar Oscar to defend each way in the Stayers Hurdle. That's a big price, and is completely being overlooked, and won it fair and square last year, and the horse ran well last time out, and the team are optimistic. So each way in the Stayers Hurdle, Lisnagar Oscar. Joel, don't wince when I said that. He absolutely winced. You're not
going to get 50 to 1 this year, Rupert, are you?
Yeah, I know that, but I don't care. 16 to 1 will do. And Matt, boost, give me 20 to 1.
Yeah, and Rebecca Curtis knows obviously won it last year at Fisher's Cross as well. I remember when she won with that. Rupert, looking forward to hearing you on TalkSport. Thanks very much for joining us. So you'll hear from Rupert throughout the week. By the way, if you do want to join us Tuesday to Friday, we're going to be on 9 o'clock every morning. Every morning we're going to be on 9 till 10. Then Fred's on at midday, and Fred's going to be doing some boosts for you as well at midday. And then I think about 6 o'clock you're on with Matt, aren't you? Looking back at the day as well.
Yeah, I'll be
on.
on.
So you're on with Matt.
Yeah, I'll be on from home. The French have just been on, by the way. They say, can you spell the name of the horse correctly, please?
It's missing the S.
Oh, we've missed the S. Easy's Land.
Yeah. So I'll just text back. Yeah, it was Matt's fault. Yeah, I'm going to go with Matt.
I should spell it correctly anyway.
Eh?
Should have spelled it correctly in the first place.
Okay, you should have spelled. Yeah, I'll be on with him anyway.
Yeah. We're hoping to get Nick Schofield very, very shortly. Then we'll talk about the cross country. He is on this Potter's Corner in the cross country. But let's talk about it while we wait for Nick. Are you in the Easyland camp? I'm just beginning to think Tiger Roll's a big price.
Well, Tiger Roll, not the force of old, out of the national due to the weight issue. I think that was the official reason or whatever, the unfair weight.
It happens.
It does happen. Nothing else going on there, nothing to see, Governor. So I couldn't go for the hat-trick bid. Could go for the hat-trick bid, the Grand National last year, obviously, because of COVID. I think this will be bye-bye Tiger Roll. Brilliant once again at Altior to see Tiger Roll go and win. Then it's retirement. Thank you very much. See you later. Easy's Land should win on paper. You taking that price? Some people love this race. Some people hate it. Out Sam last year was third, about 33 to 1. I think same price this year, distant third as well. If it's not your sort of thing, you want an interest, 50p each way. That's worse 33 to 1 shots this week.
Of course. Matt, will you just recap what boosts we've done so far, please, mate?
Yeah, so we started off with with Albin Photo at the beginning of the show, I should say, with 3 to 1.
And these all still available, by the way,
These all still available, yes. So, 3 to 1, we are Albin Photo. There we are, just to prove how that compares to the rest. 5 to 2, Labros and Coles. Just 9 to 4, Hills and Paddy Power. 3 to 1 for a 3-time winning Gold Cup contender in Albin Photo. That is what we are going for. Appreciate it. Top of the shop, 6 to 4. It's the one that all the Irish will get stuck into to get them off to a flyer. They may not be on course, but they still will be piling in to appreciate it in the opener. 6 to 4 about that one. And we did a Barney Rubble as well, didn't we? And this is, in fact, we did the treble. I should say about the treble as well. Shiskin, Constitution, Envoy Allen, 11 to 2 about that. Everybody else is at 9 to 2. And then we also did that Barney Rubble, as I mentioned. This is the one for me. Chac and Pessoir and Easy's Land. A big French connection there. A French double, shall we say. 4 to 1. General 5 to 2. Look at that, a point and a half bigger. Wednesday's Bankers, 4 to 1 the double mark.
Yes, Wednesday looks, could be a punter's day. And look, here he is.
Who's this good-looking fella?
Nick Schofield is just trying to sort his camera out. This is the new modern world, isn't it? We're all on Zoom or Skype or whatever. Nick, thanks for joining us on a Sunday night. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, I've just pulled over at Gordano Services, I think, on the way back from Warwick. So, yeah, it's good to chat to you all.
You were on the wrong one in the last at Warwick, weren't you?
Yeah, it looked that way, yeah. To be honest, I didn't see much of it. I was too far behind.
And we're talking about the cross country at the moment, and you're on a Christian Williams trained Potter's Corner in the cross country. Now, first of all, Nick, I do apologise, I should know this, but have you ridden in the cross country before?
Yes, I have, I think.
And
3-4 times.
How difficult is it? Because watching it, it looks a nightmare. How do you know which way to go?
It's actually, they've made it over the years since I've first been riding, they've made it more jockey friendly, as it's called. So it's sort of, you follow the route and they dole off the places where you're not meant to go. So it's a lot easier than when it first started, and they've changed a few things. And so touch wood, I'll be having a good walk of the course to refresh my mind and watching a few replays. So because it's very important, you know exactly where you're going.
What was the year? Was it Richard Johnson who made his own route and was cutting out the cheese
I
weights
think
or
it was
whatever?
David Russell, was it?
Yeah, or David Russell was there. And then it was like, well, that's disqualified. No, nothing in the rules.
I think you need a sat-nav to do the cross-country, to be honest. But, right, what chance? Potter's Corner. You'd have a chance, wouldn't you? You know he can jump.
I'm really excited. He seems in great form at home. Nicky Williams, Christian's brother's been riding him out, and he spoke to him yesterday, and he said he's really come into himself. So this has been his sort of main target, along with the Grand National. And he comes here and with experience under his belt from his earlier run in the season. So and that was a good run, and he had easy land behind him. But they're off different weights this time. But I'm sure the slightly slower ground this time round than what it was playing to his strength, and the experience of the track would have, stand him in good stead.
And in the next on the Wednesday in the Johnny Henderson Grand Annual, you got Sky Pirates. Now, is he back to his best?
I hope so. It's quite nice the Paul Nicholls, the top all stayed in, so you've got a weight of 11 stone 6. It looks, the decks are tomorrow, but it looks like it's going to be that way, and that'll help. And, he's obviously done it well around the track this year, and he seems in good form. We worked him on Friday, and he seems in great order. He's obviously got, despite a career high mark, but, the 2 miles seems to be the making of him, and, he's comes here in really good form, and, hopefully it was a bit easier than the Arkle.
Nick, don't go anywhere. Just your selections. Please take this the right way. We're not pushing them because you're on them. Matt, give us a couple of offers on Nick's rides.
I will do then. So, Potter's Corner, as you mentioned, he can jump. We know that's so impressive in the virtual Grand National, of course, we're winning that. But no, Potter's Corner 9-2. Currently, you can see it there. We're going to boost him out to 6-1. So take advantage of that whilst it lasts. Nick's just giving him the thumbs up there. 6-1 Potter's Corner. And also Sky Pirate in the Grand Annual. You say, already winner of a course and distance this season at Cheltenham. 7-1. This looks big now, Mark. 10-1 Sky Pirate in the Grand Annual.
Right, and Nick, on the Thursday in the plate, you're on Champion Court.
Yeah, he's been slightly disappointing all season, if I'm honest with you, and probably the end of last season, but I'd put it down to the slower ground, and the forecast is looking really dry, and it could be the first time in a long time he's going to get good ground, and that's really what he needs. So he could end up well handicapped when he gets that ground, and I'm hoping that at Cheltenham that will be the case, and that will be our card that hopefully in a better ground will bring out improved run, and he's dropped to a mark that he's capable of winning off. He showed resigned the form at Warwick last time, and it looks a fairly open race going down for it, and probably not as hot as previous years. So he's got course experience, and he's quite a big price at what he is, and he could run better than his odds.
And would you say your best chance of those three is Potter's Corner?
Yeah, it's hard to split between him and Sky Pirate. I'm excited to be on them both, and just need a bit of luck now.
Nick, while we've got you, I'm just going to ask you about some of the feature races, and then we'll let you get going home, because obviously it's a huge week for you, but we'll be hearing from Nick throughout the week as well. First of all, the Champion Hurdle. What would you like to be on?
I think Honeysuckle, to be honest. I don't
No,
think she's done
come
it.
on.
I know I didn't want to say the favourite, but she's unbeaten. She's won her last 5 Grade 1s. She just does nothing but impress. She's such a likeable mare, and she gets the mare's allowance. And after Everton's performance in Newbury, you have to have a slight question mark. Silver Streak's a great horse, but is he quite true champion Grade 1 champion hurdler. I just think Honeysuckle is exceptional, and I've been so impressed with her. Every time she runs, and she's done nothing wrong, and I'm not quite sure the outside public appreciate how what she's achieved and what she's doing, and I think everyone needs to get behind her.
And would you be on the favourite in the Queen Mother on Wednesday?
Yeah, probably. Again, you've got a few to come back, like Altior. I'm a big fan of his and what he's done for his career. And speaking to Nico, they think they've got him back to form. And there's one thing, he'd have been trained for this race in mind all year. So I'm sure you'll see a better performance from him. And I think you write him off at your peril.
And interesting, of course, with the stayers, we've got a champion returning, not champion last year, of course, in Paisley Park. Do you think Paisley Park could be back to his best? He's currently the 15-8 favourite for the stayers.
Yeah, for me, he's done nothing wrong this year. And with Roxana and Time Hill not going, he's by far probably the best English hope. And just looking down through it, there's nothing that could really. On all known form that can beat him, and he seems in good order. I know Emma was on a preview the other night. She was so happy with him, and Barry was really happy with him, and he's going to get nice ground, which is what he likes, and he's been there and done it, and I can see him coming back. I think he got right off last year's run, and treat him with the utmost respect.
And in the Gold Cup, Nick, is it going to be the hat trick for Album Photo, or is it going to be something else?
Yeah, Albin Photo for me. I know I've probably picked favourite in every race now.
It's all right.
I think what waste of time having him on.
No, not at all.
But yeah, Albin Photo. I know it's never been done before, but he's been lightly raced, and he's just an exceptional horse, and he grinds it out. He's a good jumper. He's solid, and you have to pick faults. You'd love to see Native River, but has he sort of had his gold cap, as it were, and Santini's sort of been out of form, and you can if buts and maybe about a lot of the others, and for me that he just holds all the aces, and he's just the one they have to beat, and unless something goes he underperforms, I just can't see him being beat really.
And I've got a couple of questions left for you, and then we'll let you continue your journey home. So if Potter's Corner's the best chance for you, if you could pick any horse this week out of the 28 races, which horse would you really, really like to be on?
If you say Monkfish,
that's what everyone's been saying, but I actually really like Shishkin, and I can see him putting a dominant performance, and what he did in the Spring Novices and how he's looked over fences, he does look the real deal, and so Shishkin for me.
And finally, Nick, obviously we keep saying it's going to be a very different Cheltenham with no crowd and no owners, but Cheltenham have done a brilliant job to get this on. How much are you looking forward to next week?
It's our Olympics. It's obviously going to be slightly different. No crowds, you won't have that buzz, and even my phone's a lot quieter than what it normally is. You sort of get everyone from the woodwork asking you for tickets leading up to Cheltenham, whereas obviously that's not the case. But it's going to be a surreal and hopefully never happen again what we're going to experience. But we've got to be grateful we're all there with the horses and the competitive racing, and it might help some horses, it might not. But from a jockey's point of view, probably won't have the same atmosphere as it usually does, but when you're out on the track it'll be every bit as competitive, and it's going to take a hell of a lot of winning, and we're just glad to be there. It's not quite the same, but at least we're there.
Nick, thanks for joining us. Have a great week. We'll hear from you throughout the week, and safe travels. So Nick Schofield joined us on his way back from Warwick there. Right then, Matt, I'm going to rejoin you here. Let's talk the Stayers hurdle. It was a thumbs up for Paisley Park from Nick. So do you think Paisley Park, is he back to his best? We found out that last year he had a heart problem, didn't he?
He did in the end, yeah. Well, that's what came out of that, of course, and he was down the field, but he's bounced back this year. Second time we're giving him weight, and then beat him at Ascot. He's not in there, as Nick was saying. Roxana's not in here as well. 15-8 favourite mark to regain his Stayers hurdle crowd. We're going to give him a boost out to 5-2. 5-2 Paisley Park to win and regain his Stayers Hurdle crown. Sadabula is a 2-time festival winner in there. Vindication, not sure which way he was going to go. He's in there at 6-1. Flooring Porter, the Irish Grade 1 winner, is at 7-1. But true, genuine Grade 1 form in this division, all points to Paisley Park, and we've gone to 5-2 top price.
Nope.
Right, let's move on then.
Move on then.
Right,
I'll tell you what.
So the next race is a plate.
Yeah, we'll go to race 3 in a minute. No, Storyteller off the pace for me. If I could own any horse, and I'm not talking about ability or how old the horse is, just a favourite horse and somebody who gets your heart. One of my favourites. I love this horse. Storyteller off the pace. What price, Matt?
9-1.
9-1, yeah.
9-1.
I can't get my head around the Ryanair.
What, the company?
Well, I won't be flying in for a while, will I? Yeah.
Well, Melon for me. I watched the preview yesterday with Ruby Walsh on, and he did the whole thing of if I was going to pick one, and then did this for like 10 minutes, and then when I couldn't pick. Logic said Min for him. Melon.
Well, yeah, Min won it last year.
So unlucky. Loves coming second. We talked about this, myself and Matt, and I thought it was up there for one of the bets to nout this week. Finishes second again, well, whatever. But at what, 7, something like that?
Melon. Yeah,
6-1.
6-1.
4 times seconds, festival second?
Yep. 4 seconds.
You're on each time, weren't you?
Oh, every time. So you've got to keep going. Otherwise, there's that cliff.
Matt, thoughts on the Ryanair?
Just quickly, Allaho 5-1 favourite. Shagapus was not going to go away. Imperial Ori 11-2. Again, we can hear from Kim Bailey across all our Betfred social media channels. Willie Mullins
and his horses are banging form as well.
You see Willie yesterday. Min and Melon 11-2, 6-1 for Willie Mullins. I'm going to quickly put up to Fakir Dudery, who was second.
Careful how you say that.
I say that one. Yeah, another French one. Second at the festival last year. I think he got a big chance in this upping trip, and also at a massive price. Tornado Flyer, a length behind Min earlier on in the season. Then he ran over 2 miles behind Shaq and Pessoa, over 3 miles in the Savills Chase. The intermediate trip for him, I think he ran about 25.33. So Willie Mullins has got 6 in it. I think Tornado Flyer is a bit of a sleeper at a big price.
Okay, right, we're going to have to whip through things. Have we got an idea of the best bet on Thursday, Matthew?
Thursday... I can't put up Envoy Allen, can I? So what? Maybe Brinkley each way in the Pertemps for David.
You can put up Envoy Allen. Banker for plenty of people.
I think he is, yeah.
Yeah, Envoy Allen, best bet of the day for me. Can I give a couple of people mentions, by the way?
Yep.
Hello to Paul, who's taken advantage of the price boost earlier on, the Fred's push at the 4-1. He thinks I look very intelligent in my glasses. Thanks to Gail as well, who is dead against Envoy Allen. Thinks I look like Sven-Göran Eriksson in the glasses, which is great.
I'm glad we're getting great analysis.
Yeah, and hi to Russ, who also has been on Melon every single time, and he's just put on the tweet, effing Melon.
Good. I've got a message as well on Facebook, and it says it's great to see Craig from Corrie loves racehorses. So there we are, fantastic.
Yeah.
So let's rejoin Craig from Corrie.
Yeah, just quickly, obviously, give us some comments. We've only got a few minutes left, but the best comments will win one of these Cheltenham hampers as well. So loads of stuff in there. What you'd expect to see at the races. So
what?
Some of these.
What would you expect to see at the races? People, horses, money.
What's in it? There can't be a lot of Guinness in it.
There's enough.
How many cans of Guinness are in there?
I don't know.
None
if you get your hands in it.
What I want in a Cheltenham hamper is Guinness.
Yeah.
I don't want like marmalade and stuff like that.
There may be some liquid gold.
Good.
Really?
Right, we're running out of time, and we are supposed to preview the races. Let's go to Friday.
That was more trouble than it was worth.
The Triumph Hurdle, of course, Goshen last year, which I think we discussed that for the Champion Hurdle, got a real good chance. You got this Tritonic. What about Tritonic? Alan King's won this race twice before, not for a while, of course, Matt. I'd love to see Alan King win the Triumph Hurdle. I just think Tritonic was superb at Kempton, but people are trying to talk me out of it.
I'm just worried about his jumping. Look, the thing is with the Triumph, there's only 2 hurdles in the last 7 furlongs or so that might not be an issue. And we know he stays well, and he'll sprint as well. But these 2 Irish horses could be anything. Zana here, very impressed with what we're seeing so far. On the preview circuit, they cannot hear of defeat Bazana here. And we've got Calixios in here as well. He won a Grade 1 at the Dublin Racing Festival, obviously formerly with Gordon Elliott as well. I can't see anything else outside these three. Adagio, I know, is a Grade 1 winner, but Nassali, we beat there, is disappointed subsequently. I think he's between the top three, and of the three, I think the weakest one is Tritonic. I can't split the two Irish runners.
Well, he's wrong, because Tritonic wins this.
He's always wrong.
Yeah, he's always wrong, I tell you what.
I just think, you can only see what you know, what you watch, and I just thought that Kempton performance was special.
You're worried about the jumping, but I'm thinking the touch of class. Second at Royal Ascot on the flat, I think rated about 99.
And I know Alan King's had, he's had Royal Ascot winners, he's had Cheltenham winners. Wouldn't it be great for Alan King to take one of the big races?
Absolutely. I'm with you on this. Sorry, Matt, I'm against you on that. But like you said, I've pretty much watched every preview over the past couple of weeks, and the Irish cannot see either of these two getting beat, so it's got to be a dead heat.
So why are these two Irish ones that good then, Matt?
On what they've shown so far, Zana here has been very impressive. He beat Bustleton quite convincingly, and then Bustleton got slammed by Calixios as well. And what Gordon Elliott said about these runners is you'll hear more from them. Like Triumph Hurdlers, they tend to be young horses who then don't go on. I know expecting Goshen to go on and catch it with the last horse with the Triumph and then come on and win the Champion Hurdle. So we'll be hearing a lot more from these, especially Calixios, who think will turn into a nice chaser in time. It's very rare to see these out so early.
Right, we're going to talk about Friday's feature, haven't we? We've done that boost on album photo, the Cheltenham Gold Cup, the feature meeting of the week. It's a well-chilled Cheltenham Gold Cup, isn't it? Well done for Cheltenham for supporting that charity as well. Album photo, is he going to join the greats? Can Santini come back?
No.
Headgear on this time? A Plutard or something else?
Well, album photo, I don't know why the public haven't taken to,
I don't think you don't see him very often.
Well, we never saw Best Mate, but it was all over everywhere, wasn't it? It was like, if you went to the pub in the olden days when we could do that, and people would have heard of Corto Stars.
Wouldn't you love to go to the pub?
Oh, I'd love it now. Got me a bottle of Jack Daniels running out down here. Get me a top up, please, Matt.
All right, Rupert.
All right. Album photo can do it for the third time for me. I can't understand how that horse is such a big price. If you were the professional punter, would you not be going, out of the top four in the market, the only one guaranteed to get the trip there? Mentioned earlier on about Plutard with Rachel on board. That'd be the story of the week. Champ, of course, named after Tony McCoy, with bizarre prep runs and whatever.
Oh, Frodon with Bryony on
board. Not a hope in hell. If Frodon wins... I love Bryony, I love Frodon the horse. If Frodon wins the Gold Cup, I promise I will never have another bet again, and you'll never see me again.
Oh, that's a bold statement.
Go on, Frodon.
So why can't
the front? You know what's going to happen.
Why can't Frodon win a Gold Cup?
Not good enough. No, genuinely not good enough. I think any other year, we were talking before you came in earlier on, not about you, but we said, like, if you had a horse this year that you could get into a handicap, you probably wouldn't go. If myself and Matt had a horse, we wouldn't go this year because we're not going to be there. And I think for me, this is a head over heart thing about, just we'll run it in the Gold Cup. I cannot seeing Frodon make all in the Gold Cup. And now Matt's going to go, well, backed in now to 4-6 favourite.
Talk us through the betting, Matt. And we've got album photo with boosted to 3-1. By the way, if you're watching us live, the boost is still available. If you're watching us in the middle of the night, come on, get to bed. It's going to be a long week, but the boost won't be available. Matt, talk us through the betting for the feature race.
Album photo 5-2, as you mentioned, we are boosted to 3-1. A Plutard 9-2, will he stay? The extra 2.5 furlongs. Champ 9-2, we know he'll stay. Will he jump well enough? That's the problem for him. 8-1 Royal Pagani, the interesting one. Connections going for it. A brave decision, 8-1. He's the one coming up through the ranks, through the handicap ranks. He's the interesting one. I think we are celebrating, though, a triple Gold Cup winner around about 3:15 on Friday.
So, album photo for you for going the hat trick to join Best Mate, Arkle, Cottage Ray, Golden Miller.
Yeah.
Frodon. I'm not talking head or heart again. I just think album photo is your winner. Love to see Champ win it. Love to see Plutard win it. But album photo on the form. And that's all that matters, doesn't it? And a 3-1 winner is better than a 5-1 loser. All right, 12-1. How stingy is that? If that was 125-1, I wouldn't have a tenner on it.
We're running out of time. I hope you've enjoyed this. I know we've not spoken about a lot of the races, but we're going to be on every day at 9 o'clock, starting on Tuesday with the morning line. Then we're on at midday. We're joined by Fred, who'll be doing some pushes at midday. And then Joel and Matt will be on at 6 o'clock, looking back at the day. And I tell you what, could it be bookie bashing? Who knows? I keep hearing about these, novice chasers all being odds on. Just beware, last year there was 5 odds on going into the festival, and we just had one winner. That was Envoy Allen. Right then, Matt, give me your best bet of the week.
Roxana in the Mares Hurdle. It's an early one on Tuesday.
Joel.
Can I go Melon, Ryanair? Not
as your best bet of the week.
My best bet of the week, yeah, genuinely, my best bet of the week. And I've said that in WhatsApp groups, and people have gone, what? Not even each way. Melon, this time, wins.
In the Ryanair.
In the Ryanair. Most complex race of the week.
I think Tritonic in the Triumph is going to be my bet of the week for Alan King. And finally, gives you next best in the style of Tomo.
Okay, big fella. Well, I'll just put these up there. Well, the next best. Now, listen, thanks for calling Tomo's line. I've heard of a horse called Monkfish. Now, keep it. It's not a fishy one. Monkfish, second best of the week for me. Now, thank you for calling the line. £3.50 a minute. But stay with us. I will get to the next best in a minute. And that is a horse called Shiskin. Now, you might not have heard of this horse, but that is my next best bet of the week. And it's nothing fishy about Monkfish. Stay with us. We're racing.
Gents,
thanks. Where do I send the invoice, big fella?
We're not paying you, Joel.
That was Tomo.
Thanks very much for coming in, Joel.
Cheers,
thanks very much to Matt. Thanks very much to Nick Schofield, Jamie Codd, and Rupert. And you'll hear them throughout the week as well. Just remember, of course, Cheltenham, it's a lot of fun, but please keep it fun and gamble responsibly. Last year, shortly after the Cheltenham Festival, the world changed forever. We've still got quite a few hurdles to get over, but for 4 days and 28 races, we can have a bit of escapism, can't we? Be lucky. Enjoy the week.
4 days like no other. Who are the punters backing?
It's the one we've all been waiting for.
World-class racing.
The greatest show on turf.
The calm before the roar.
Betfred, at the heart of Cheltenham.